we're going to look at the economic calendar for the week ahead, and then we're going to look at the COT data. So the two major risk events this week, well, three actually. We've got the RBA interest rate decision, and on Thursday we have the BOE interest rate decision, and on Friday we've got the NFP. Okay, so got lots and lots and lots of high severity data, so we have to be careful and trade carefully, trade safely, obviously. So, I mean, even this inflation rate could be a big one as well. So just keep an eye on your economic calendar. If you can, trade after the event, because it will just possibly just chop you up. So try and keep flat, keep your stops nice and tight, and it's better to be, you know, in cash. And then once data comes out, then you can trade that data release if you wanted to. It might be an idea just to avoid some of these currencies. So euro could be very tricky, especially because of this. So especially the pound as well. The pound, they're probably not going to hike, but it'll be at the next meeting. And this NFP is going to be a roller coaster. So that's that. Just bear that in mind. We've got a very busy week again, and it's culminating in the NFP. So it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. If you remember the video from last time, I was saying that we could have a cross on the Euro FX and the US dollar index. We haven't quite crossed, so that's a surprise. 3156, 3686. So the dollar is still stronger than the euro, just a bit stronger. I thought that was going to cross, and you'll note that the Euro USD, it held that 1.1130 level. So it might come into play again. Let's have a look at your other pairs. Let's look at the pound, because we've got that interest rate decision. Interesting. Okay, so we didn't cross into positive territory. They actually sold it. So maybe they know something in advance. Perhaps because they're not going to hike this month, we might see a little sell-off in the pound in order to buy at the next meeting, in the March meeting. So we could see a little sell-off in the pound potentially. It's interesting that we got to zero and it went nope, and down we came. Okay, so bear that in mind. Let's look at Aussie. Aussie's ticking up. Also the dollar is sort of ticking up as well. 3686, 364. Yeah, so there's an increase of 400 contracts. So even that tiny little bit of movement is a lot of money. So that's interesting. So that's like a mixed picture. At the high level, the dollar is a lot stronger than the Aussie, as you can see. Kiwi. Kiwi. Oh, that's interesting. It's doing a similar thing to the pound, where it's selling off. So, you know, like I said, that's going up, but this is definitely ticking down. So NU could be a good short, right? And we'll talk about the bubbles to finish off with as well. Maybe look at CAD. CAD's getting a lot stronger, so that might cross, but we're still quite a distance from crossing. If anything's going to cross, I think it's going to be the euro. And Swiss franc. Likewise, that's like a mixed picture, because that's up and that's up. So the yen was a bit of a non-mover last week. So what I'm going to suggest is that we perhaps avoid the yen, because what happened last week, we didn't actually move. Well, we did move off the axis, but we returned back to the horizontal. So even though yen's a buy, got to be a little bit careful, because it looked like it wanted to move, but then went nope, and it came back. So currently the Kiwi is weakest and the dollar is strongest. So that would confirm with the COT data. Pound is second strongest. Then we've got the Swiss franc, the Canadian dollar, the yen, euro, the Australian dollar, gold, and then obviously the last is Kiwi. So remember, this is the strong buy section. This is the strong sell section. Now this is the reason for that. They're long and they're going to add long, so we'd want to sell. This is them being short, but they're adding short, and for that reason we'd want to buy. So if the dollar comes over here, we'd want to buy the dollar, right? So just I said this was going to be the last thing, but we do need to bear in mind the sentiment Now, what currently on the S&P is, you've been following the technical channel, I've been pointing out where these have been buys and where they've been sells. So the cross of the MA, the SSI line cross to MA, is from above going below, it's a buy. So we see here, right? When it crosses from below above, it's a sell. When we cross from above and we're going down, it's a buy. So currently this is the setup we have currently, and I was saying how we needed a flush out at 4,300, and we did, and look what happened to price. So just bear that in mind. So if this comes up, which it might do because of the sentiment, it's going to hurt your dollar, and it's going to hurt the yen as well, because there might not be any desire or any appetite for safe havens, especially if this goes up, which it looks like it is. So remember to get a copy of this trading station. It is absolutely invaluable. It just like changes the whole landscape of trading. It's so powerful, especially as you can know when to buy, when something's a sell, especially on the S&P. So you know, this is you can't put money on this really, but hopefully you can understand the logic of the cross. You know, there's the cross. See, they sold it. What happened to price? That's a huge move. So when you're looking for, whenever they sell it, it's going to go up in price. Okay, they sold it there, up. They sold it here, up. So that's that. So hopefully it's a good video. If you want me to do any particular pair, just let me know. I didn't look at yen for the fact that the yen was a non-mover last week, so we need to be a little bit careful with the yen. And it's a lot of indecision, I think, because really we should be coming up on the indices. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. And don't forget, we've got a busy calendar this week as well. So trade safely, and I'll speak to you soon.